My name is Billy Tabrizi out of Chicago, and I'm going to be talking about, the official title is The Reality of Complex Congregations. As you begin to think about and engage your parish in a new way, you also have to think of all the intricacies that come with your congregation. It's a real living and breathing organization. If you take a step back, think of all the amazing things that happen in your parish today. There's this incredible rare community that exists within your parish. People donate endless time and energy. They put on amazing programs and events. There's deep faith that's very special and very unique. There's impact in the community, the outside the church doors. When we think about this idea that you are the only gospel many people may read, our parishes do a pretty good job of living that in the community. And so they're this very special place. Still, they're very complex. There's history, there's culture, there's changes in neighborhoods and communities over time. And so there's a great business saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And so this specific discussion and hopefully reflection on your part afterwards is all about thinking about this culture, the intricacies, and managing the culture of your congregation to help you get what you need accomplished and really drive meaningful impact. So, quick intro on me. Like I said, I'm from Chicago. I've been part of the Crossroad community way too long ago at this point. I helped with Telos in my own parish in St. George, Lincoln Park in Chicago. And I also, for work at PwC, a consulting firm, and enjoy my time there. So first, I want to spend some time talking about what makes parishes complex, and then a couple things to keep in mind. So a few, I'll call them categories of complexity that you should think about and set a plan for and analyze within your own parish. You probably have others that you can think of, but I'll give you the starter list. So the first is bandwidth. There is a lot that a parish can do and a lot that a congregation can make an impact on. You have a couple things here. One, we have this idea of organizational priorities. You have to pick a few things because you can't do everything well right away. It's number one. Number two, you're dealing with volunteers and usually limited paid staff. What you can motivate and excite out of a parish in terms of change is limited by the group of people that can do it. An organization can only take on so much at once. And so it's really important for you to think about, what do we have capacity for as a parish and as a congregation, and really be intentional with that. Where can we handle change and growth, and where do we say this is pretty good, let that keep cooking as is. The second is this concept of ethnocentric. What is your parish? Is it Orthodox? Is it Greek? Is it Ukrainian? Think about different cultural impacts that affect your parish and be very aware of them. You don't need to be frozen by them if it's very Greek and you're having trouble bringing in non-Greek Orthodox, or you can pick whatever combination you want. I'm just using it as an example. The key is to, again, be aware of what are the cultural impacts happening. So bandwidth, ethnocentric. The third is that change is hard. What do we always say when we say, what is orthodoxy? It's this thousands of year old organization, religion, the services we do are the same that your parents and your grandparents and their parents thousands of years back. Okay, that's we're going to come in and make a big impact, and you need to think about the fact that things will take time, and you need to really read some core change management principles and think about those for your own parish, and figure out with each type of change, does this need to come bottoms up, top down? Do we need the priest? Do we need one of our most tenured people of the church who's been there forever? Should they be leading this? Think about everything you want to do, and then think about the way you're going to implement it and who needs to be part of that. Another area is an imbalance of time. This is one that you may actually feel more than others feel in you, but I often think about, I try to give my parish a lot, and then I look around and there's people who are giving 5, 10, 15, 20 times more. And so, we talk a lot about vocation in the Telos and OVM world. Really think about what are the things and what are the the areas where you can make a difference, in addition to your, being part of the faith and joining all the services. What are the areas where you can make an impact? And just understand that everybody's going to be contributing in the way they can, and they're going to do their best. And that's true for your team, but also as others look at your team. Who are these people coming in that have all these ideas? We're the ones who are there every single week for the luncheon. You have to really think about the community that you're entering and how do you build this level of support. And then finally, there's humans involved, and humans are people. And there's always going to be complexities in individual relationships and history and motivations and excitement and opportunity and passions and faith. Really get to know and think about all of the people involved. I like to think of it as a stakeholder map. Who are the people that we really need to be thinking about? So that's just a taste of what can make parishes complex. Bandwidth. What do we have capacity to do? Ethnocentric. What are the culture, ethnicity, religious aspects that you need to think about for the parish? Change is hard. Who are the people who are going to help bring you along? An imbalance of time. Not everybody can give everything. People will give what they can. How do you look at the team and say, this is a group, and we've got all these players on the field, here's how we want to arrange them to make a big difference. And then you've got people, and you need to always remember, focus on the people. So, given all that, how are you going to get anything done? Well, one, talk about it, think about it, be intentional with it, manage it. Think of the list. What makes our parish complex? Set a plan. And then from there, there's 3 things you need to do, in my opinion. Number 1, form relationships. It's all about the people. Build trust and build advocates. There are so many people who want to see you accomplish all the things you want to do and who've been trying to do them for years. Bring them along, bring them in, make them part of your process, right? Find your change advocates. There's people who've been there for 50, 60, 70 years at your parish. For me, I'm coming in, I feel like I've been there forever. I've only been there 10. So really think about, how do you bring along all these different people and build trust? You know how to build trust. You have friends. Build trust with your parish. Number 2, appreciate the history of the institution. Your parish has played a role in its community for maybe 5 years, maybe for 50 years, maybe 100 plus years. Think about that history and really understand what your parish and your congregation is about. Get to the root of it. Talk to people. Learn the past. Understand what's happened. Because if you can understand the past, you can obviously, use the cliche, help shape the future. And then finally, keep the faith. This is a church. I just talked a lot about the parish as an organization, and some people will say a parish is not a business. The reality is that it's an organization and it's a place of deep faith, a spiritual home. So stay true to why you're there, the faith. When you center all things around Christian beliefs and practices and what we know to be true about orthodoxy and why we all want to spend our time in this way, I think that faith will drive you through all the ups and downs to really make a difference and bring more in to your parish and help your parish serve the broader community even better. Great chatting with you all. Always available for any questions, ideas, or maybe you have additional buckets we should be thinking about. Cheers.